Hi everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles channel and the tarot mini forecast this week for the water signs. And I've been doing a little bit of sage for everyone at the start, and of course when I got to you guys I ran out, but not for long. So I'm gonna just cleanse this area because I'm in a different place, and you know how it is, you just sort of want to cleanse it all out before you begin something. So I'm letting you guys have a little bit of this as well, just to sort of clear the energy a little bit. I'm probably going to get it everywhere, which I have been doing in all the videos. I think the fire signs were the worst, so we're just cleanse and clear any negative energy here. That's sort of what I say, and other stuff as well, but that's the main gist. So everyone's just having a bit of a clear. This is Lakota tribe actually rolled these. God bless them. So they really work well once they get going. The Australian sage is a little slower. Anyway, just wanted to... I just love playing with sage. It's really naughty. But I have it on all the time, or the Santo Paulo. It's not so much that I need it, it's just I really like the smell of it, and it warms everything up for some reason. Okay, so I'm just going to let that burn. Now I'm working with this deck that I really don't know too well, the Dreams of Gaia. It's a little bit different than traditional tarot, and so we just go with the flow as always and see what comes up. So I'm dealing with Pisces, then Cancer, then Scorpio, and away we go. These are the cards. They're quite nice pictures, different. Let's go. Pisces first. Okay, Pisces, what do you need to know? Ooh, let's have a look. Now, I don't want to look too much at this symbology down here because it's really tricky the way they've made this deck. We're just going to look at the cards. Okay, so you got the Ace of Spades sitting there, right there at you, okay, for Pisces. So just the look of this situation here, it just feels like perhaps there is a situation where you feel like you've maybe gambled something away or lost some money. There seems to be an element of some sort of sadness here. This could also indicate that you may sort of be leaving someone behind. This may not be your fault. This may not be intentional. This just may be that this is what you have to do at this point in your life. The Ace of Spades is lucky for some people, you know, when they're playing cards and stuff. This is saying that there's sort of two sides happening at the moment. There may be a situation that you're not entirely happy with. You may feel like your integrity is at risk. You know, something that you may have been asked to do is not exactly what you really want to do. And you can't ignore who you are. You know, you being a Pisces are very sentimental and you're very sensitive. So whenever something happens, even if it's a complete ending of something that needs to happen, you still really feel it. And sometimes you feel it for a long time to come, you know. And this card is just saying to you that there is something that is in the horizon for you. There's something new that's coming up that is going to change or alter the way in which you see yourself, the way in which your life begins to turn. You know, and yes, you may have had to have cut ties or leave people behind at the moment, but it's not necessarily a permanent thing in your life either. I also just feel there's something, it's definitely got to do with, you know, abundance or money, where you don't feel like much is there, or you don't feel like you've got much to look forward to. But I also feel that this is going to be a point in your life where you are able to transition out of it really quite quickly too. So don't let those lower thoughts, you know, hold you down. And remember to try to keep on lifting yourself and detaching yourself from problems and situations as much as you can, you know, to bring you into that next cycle of events that needs to happen in your life now, okay? I'm also just feeling there's something lucky around here. As I say, you know, the spade, maybe there is a lucky streak about to happen for you. keep focused on that. Say to yourself, you know, I'm unlimited. I am able to achieve anything I want to, you know. I say sometimes, like financially, the more that I have, the more I'm able to give, you know. So thank you for delivering the abundance in so many different ways, you know. Something like that is a positive and a positive way of asking. So there you go. That's the energy for Pisces, okay. The way that things are at the moment, it's not going to last too long, okay. Just keep positive as much as you can and clear away anything or anyone that makes you stay down lower, okay. And the message for Cancer, let's see, Cancer, all right, different. We just get so many different aspects of the tarot. This, as I said, these are done in a completely different way. And so this is the card for Cancer, and this is showing that you are in a position at the moment where there are many different things that you'd like to do, many different opportunities, perhaps many different people telling you this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. It's very confusing. Sort of the same thing that's been happening to the fire signs, where there's been all this information coming and you just feel all hyped up and you need to be able to write it all down. Okay, this is the same thing here. It's also showing your animals very close by. So if you've lost someone or an animal close to you, this is saying, look, they're still really right there. I think people sometimes forget about the transition phase with the soul. So the soul is what sort of moves on. The physical body does pass away, but the soul continues. So the person is, you know, eternally living. And close by, and it's the essence of a person, you know, the familiarity, the physicalness, the essence that we really miss, but you are still able to talk to them all the time. And if we really do be honest with ourselves, we know what they would say back to us, okay. Sometimes they'd say something, you know, like a smart aleck sort of thing back to us, especially when I'm talking to grandma, like my grandma. You know, she goes, I wouldn't be wearing that, you know, stuff like, grandma, you know, I can hear her saying it. Don't put your hair like that. You know, so we know what they are like and what they would say. They're close by, and so are your animals. Everyone that passes over has this period of transition where they're going through an enormous amount of healing, even your animals. And once they've gone through that healing, then they can be by your side whenever they want to. Sometimes the person passes over in a tragic situation and they really need to stay close to the earth well, they feel that they do, because they can see how much it's impacting people. Or they see someone perhaps in particular that may not cope, so they need to keep their presence strong. Again, it's their choice to do that. Usually everybody, 9 out of 10 people, go straight away and have that beautiful energy light work and love, you know, just plastered all over them, and also go through that healing so they can understand everything that's happened and why their life was the way that it was. So you've always got that energy very, very close to you. If you've been thinking about mediumship, you'd be really, really good at it. And maybe going back to the old ways of doing things. I used to do palm readings, and I used to, you know, work with water, you know, work with the way things used to burn. Not being silly about it, but there's ones with sticks and wands and things that you burn in a certain way. And I like doing the old ancient ways of doing things. I don't really practice those things anymore. Maybe this is what it's showing you as well, that there is a time of ancient sort of knowledge coming forward for you as well. So the Cancer signs, you know, it's going to be an interesting week. Just notice those signs around you and realize that you are a natural medium, and at this time you may be called into action as well. And for Scorpio, okay. Alright, so I'm just going to give this a little bit of a blow for Scorpio. Right. Okay. Alright. Here we go, Scorpio. Let's see what's coming up. All right. All right. Scorpio. Now again, I'm trying not to look at the thing down here because it's really difficult the way they've set these cards up. Some of the major cards have got the same symbols, so it's like blah. Anyway, okay, so here we've got here, this is for Scorpio. There's interesting things going on in this particular situation. And it feels that you are looking upon yourself, as you can see this person is here, and you're looking upon yourself, and sometimes when you do this, you have a completely different reflection than what everybody else sees. Maybe, you know, you look at yourself and you say, I'm fat, I'm old, I'm wrinkled, I'm horrible, my hair is wrong, my eyes are all bagging, I haven't got the right, you know, things to put on my skin, and or whatever it is. Sometimes you look at yourself in a completely different way than other people see you. And the self-talk is really important, that the way in which we speak about ourselves, the way in which we do things is really important for our growth and our forward movement at this time. And a lot of you Scorpios are very, very gifted within spirituality and, you know, healing modalities as well. And there's been a real calling for everybody to start, this is not just Scorpio, but everybody to wake up and start working with healing in some capacity, because it's needed. Like, the world needs you. So I don't know whether you think, oh, I can't do this, or I need to go to school, or I need to study, or I need to this, or I need to that. No, you just need to have the confidence to actually start doing it. And then through the practice of doing it, more and more information comes to you, and you start to develop your own methods of healing. When you have a good intention on something, you can't really go wrong. But sometimes the way in which you see yourself is far different to how other people see you. And I think, you know, for example, when I first started making videos, I just thought I looked ridiculous. And then, like, you know, when I looked back on it later on, I said to myself, is that me? You know, is that really who I am? And everyone's like, yeah, that's what you look like, you know. And I'm like, I don't see myself like that. You know, you see all the flaws and you see all this and all of that. It's time to stop doing that to yourself. You've gone through a period of rest and recovery and rewiring, and things have been happening for you, and you're getting a lot of insight. You've been learning about energy, and whether it's your own energy or whether it's someone else's energy, and whether you've been, you know, feeling ill because someone else is ill. You're noticing these things. You've worked out how to release them from you. You're starting to build again. Okay, so when we're building again after a time of being maybe not so well, and we start to rebuild again, we don't want to keep going back to those same old things that we used to say to ourselves, because it holds us back. You know, it really holds us back in our you know, forward movement. We don't want to keep going on saying we're fat or whatever when we look in the mirror if we've changed. You know, there's no point doing this. So the way in which you see yourself is going to be far different than other people see you anyway. And it's time for you to move into a new level of awareness of who you are, and who cares what anybody else thinks. You know, build the strength of yourself. Know that, you know, you've been through so much and no one can understand everything that you've been through. So wear the way that you are with pride, and know that the more that you accept yourself, the more you start glowing from the inside out, and people start seeing, you know, your true heart shining on the surface, and it's like you just become a completely different person. You know, you change, you morph, you know, into this new person. Listen to your emotions talking to you, but don't let them tell you that you're not good enough for something. Don't feel like your instincts are ever going to tell you that. You know, they're never going to tell you you're not good enough, and they're never going to tell you that you're better than everybody else. The two of those things are quite dangerous. Okay, so it's just this clear focus. I'm going this way. I'm perfect just the way that I am. I have all the knowledge of the universe within me. Things are going to start to change. I'm going to lift. I'm moving in the right direction. I will know exactly where I need to be when I need to be there. I'm going to enhance my skills. I'm asking for activation of my healing with animals, or healing with people, healing with children, whatever it is for you, disabilities, or whatever it is for you. And just know that it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger the more that your belief is there. You know, the words that you say are very, very powerful, and we all need to remember that one. Okay, so that's a really good message for Scorpio this week. I hope that it's helpful to you. And I'm doing a video on the guidance for the month of September coming up soon, and also a bonus message for all of the star signs as well. So hope that you enjoyed this week's message, and until the next time, bye for now. Bye.